Hello and welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries. Today we are doing day number 2 of the Colorverse Colorvent calendar of 2024. And after yesterday, I'm feeling really hopeful for day number 2 because I really think the red we had yesterday was really great. But let's see what we get behind door number 2 today. Okay. So looks like our ink is called Edge of Night, and the little flap says, Edge of Night is a color inspired by the dusky moment when night ends and dawn begins. Let's pull this out of the little, pocket here. So this looks to be just another kind of standard ink. It doesn't look like there's any shimmer particles or anything in this one for day number 2. Okay, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this one. I was expecting it to be just kind of like a flat dark blue, but it has a bit of dimension to it. This honestly looks like it's shading gray in front of my eyes, which is so exciting. We all know I'm a huge fan of shading inks, and if this is a chroma shader, that's going to be even better. It definitely has a bit of a dusty navy or like a denim look to it. Really actually like this one quite a lot. I'm interested to see if I have anything that's honestly really close to this, because I don't know. I feel like I do, but at the same time, I feel like I don't have anything quite this shade of dark blue, especially if it does any of the shading bits. So I kind of want to see how these compare to some of the other darker blue inks I have. Okay, so here I have my Kokuyo Campus swatch binder of all the inks that I've ever tried or swatched that I have in my collection as of 2024. So let's go ahead and compare. The card is still a little bit wet, and it isn't seeming to pull through any of the shading that I see on the Tomoe paper up here, but we're just going to go off of base here and see if I have anything quite this shade. Honestly, I don't know. Okay, Sailor Ink Studio 940 is kind of close in tone, but is definitely a bit darker and not as dusty looking. These are the blue-black inks, by the way, in this notebook. Okay, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏𝗁𝗏 is kind of close, but it has a bit of this red sheen going on here, which I don't see happening on the Colorverse one. It's kind of close to the tone of Colorverse Proxima B, but Colorverse Proxima B is definitely a bit darker in the shading. I would say the shading for Edge of Night is a bit lighter. 𝗂𝗏𝗄𝗃's Midnight Blue has similar shading looks to it going on, but it's definitely a bit more on the purple side, not as blue as this one. Yeah, I don't really have anything in the blue blacks. Let me move into the regular blues I have going on here and see if we have anything that's kind of close in just the plain, like, dark blue era. Man. I'm actually really surprised I don't have anything super similar to this. And I'm also really glad at the same time. Okay. Wow. Okay, Sailor Ink Studios 243 is honestly really close, but Edge of Night is slightly darker, but the shading is really close to Ink Studios 243. It's also kind of close to Ink Studios 442. Okay, Sailor Ink Studios is just taking this one by storm so far. Yeah, I don't really have anything quite like this. Waringle's Dorothy is much more gray, but it's similar in tone, but yeah, nothing is really spot on with this one. I think the closest is probably going to be the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏's 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, but the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 has sheen and it doesn't have the gray undertone, like gray shade that this one has. So Edge of Night is definitely a second new addition for me. I don't have anything quite like this one. Very similar to yesterday's Supergiant. I'm really happy about this. And here is the writing sample of Edge of Night. Again, I used that, B Speedball Nib at the top to do the bold header, and then I continued with the Sailor Hocoro dip pen for the rest of the writing. This was lovely to write with. I actually was really happy with the consistency and the flow with the dip nib. I'm definitely getting a good range of, I'd say, shading with this from the darker to the lighter. Ultimately, it did not end up shading in the card here, the big swatch card I did, but I do want to show you guys the actual swatch that I did initially in like the beginning, where I dropped it in the big circle swatch, which is what I normally do. And I want to show you guys this gorgeous kind of like gray shade thing that it's going on. So as you can see, you can't really see it a lot in this big card, but you definitely can see it a lot on this Tomoe River paper here. And this is the Sanzen. So I can only imagine on some of the other more fountain pen friendly papers, what kind of shades you might get from this, making it a bit warmer or even bringing out some more of those gray tones. But this is an absolutely lovely dark blue, kind of blue blackish ink. I'm very, very happy with this one. Also really happy that I don't really have another one quite like it too. So day 2 for 2 with Colorverse, I'm feeling very happy with what I have received so far. Anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Be blessed, and I will see you guys tomorrow for day number 3.